much. To be fair, I don't think that any European or any American has said we are going to rescue the Arab world. That would be quite arrogant indeed. And I think the concept which you brought up of complementarity is a very useful one to follow. And I guess we have indeed to laud the Arab League for taking decisions on Syria, which the United Nations Security Council, despite our efforts, was not able to take or was not able to agree upon. Before I give the floor again to Ed and Christophe, I would like to bring in 2-3 questions or comments, short comments from the floor, probably addressed to individual speakers here. We have about a quarter of an hour to go. I see someone over there just beneath the camera, and then the second would be the lady in front here, and the third would be the gentleman there out the 6th row. So if we could start there, yes. The gentleman, yes, exactly. You're being touched, and you have a mic.
Thank you. I'm Pierre Lévy, former Director for Policy Planning at the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I would like to pick up 3 remarks. Volker, you said at the beginning that no country is immune. The Secretary General talked about the need for peace and the need for a new order in the region. And your Royal Highness mentioned Iran. So precisely, I would like to integrate Iran in the debate. I know, of course, Iran is not an Arab country, but it seems to me relevant on 2 points, in 2 ways. First of all, we know there is an aspiration for democracy. We remember what happened in 2009. We know also that the regime is divided and that things could be unstable there. And secondly, we know also that Iran can be a threat to the region and over the region, and it has a huge nuisance power, connections to Syria and others, and not mentioning, of course, the nuclear ambitions. So I would like to know how you see Iran, the role of Iran in this global picture. Will it stay apart? Will it have a positive role, a negative role? And I'm sorry for such a wide question, but I think it's very hard to talk about what's going on in the region without talking about Iran. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pierre. Actually, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you, but the lighting here doesn't allow me to actually see people. It allows me to see sort of shadows of people. I see that the lady here is in red. This is what I can see even with the light. So you have the floor, madam, if you can get a mic.
Thank you, Mary Robinson. I feel compelled, given the lack of gender balance on the platform, to raise the issue of women in the Arab world. And I do it knowing that there have been many reassurances. But I was in Tunisia, indeed, with Marti Atasari at a meeting of the Mo Ibrahim Foundation. You were there also, Amir. And I met 4 bloggers, one of them being a woman. And she raised a concern that I'd just like to put both to you, Amir, and also to the distinguished former ambassador to Ireland, Prince Turki, that if the Muslim Brotherhood and even maybe parties more sort of fundamentalist, if you like, than the Muslim Brotherhood gain in a number of countries, and Sharia law, as you mentioned, is put into the basic constitution of the new Egypt, that there could be a slippery slope, that there could be a danger of the position of women going backwards. And I think that this is something that a number of women are worried about, because they took a very active part and were very much to the forefront of demonstrations in the squares and streets. And now I think they feel concerned that this may not come through in the end. So I'd welcome both your views on that.
Thank you both for being so concise. If everybody is so concise as the 2 first speakers here from the floor, we can have 3-4 questions. Gentlemen.
Anil Razdan from India. I would say that we've been hearing about Arab Spring, Arab Awakening, but to me sometimes it seems it's probably an Arab adolescence, like an angry young man wanting to overthrow regimes because he's dissatisfied with what is going on. But there is not necessarily a replacement in sight or at least an organized plan to put something rising from below in a democratic framework. And it probably leads to a danger of there being a political vacuum in the process, because I can see that maybe there are a lot of military men and clerics waiting to get civilian democratic uniforms stitched to occupy those vacant spots. So unless we put an organization in place, and probably if we regard the Arab world as one unified area with something, at least an ethos in common, probably can we think of something like an Arab parliament, or like the European Union, an Arab Union, which can, through its own processes, through its own ethos, throw up these democratic values, move towards people's aspirations. And a second quick point, given the strategic importance of the place, my interest in energy affairs, what do you think, what does the panel think will be the effect on energy security with what has happened or is happening or is likely to happen in the Arab world?
Thank you very much. We're going to distribute the question. I'll take two more, the gentleman here in the first row, and then the gentleman there in the third row, and that will be it. Sir.